You're going to drown. What kind of liquid do you want to drown in?
If I'm drowning, I'm not going to enjoy it. So like why would I want to be drowning in say Mountain Dew? Um so I guess I would go for something that would hopefully kill me before I actually drown.
I agree with that logic. I was going to say soda. I love soda. Enough that my sons are like, when you die, we're going to visit your grave and pour soda on it. I love soda. So I would
Wow.
say I'd want to drown in soda, but in reality, I think that I would want to do it pretty quickly. So it would probably be like acid. Polled the audience. 56% say water, 25% alcohol, 20% lava slash acid slash something quick. Nobody is picking soda or pop, which is actually how I would drown. If I was going to drown and wanted to enjoy it, I would want to drown in soda or pop.
I feel like people aren't really thinking about. I mean, water is. I mean, you're just drowning, and it's not gonna even. You're not gonna even have a taste when you drown. It's just water. You know what I mean? Like it's not gonna be Diet Dr Pepper or Coke or anything. You're just regular drowning.
Oh, I think when the inevitable is there, you sit back and enjoy it as much as you can. Like you try to get it.
No.
Well, at least I'm drowning in Diet Cherry Pepsi, which I love.
Here's a random question to go along with this. Now that we're thinking about this, would you rather drown or be buried alive?
Oh,
And I'll give some parameters for being buried alive. You're in there for no less than 2 days alive, obviously.
okay. So, would you rather drown or be buried alive? But you're gonna be buried alive for at least 2 days.
Yes.
Oh well, then drowned. There's is
Yeah.
there any is like is there any percentage chance that you could get out?
I
I
don't
get
even think I don't even think the strongest person on the face of the earth would be able to punch their way out of that box and
no.
then dig themselves out because you would suffocate or drown in the dirt.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think that you can you can't get out of snow. You're not getting out of dirt. Okay.
Yeah.
If there was any chance that I could potentially survive, I would rather be buried alive because you would have more time. But if there's no chance of me living, then I would definitely rather drown because it'd be quicker.
Yeah.
What about
Well,
you?
and let drown for sure. I think that's probably the worst, and we've done this top five before. That is the worst way to go, I think, is just to be
Drowning?
buried in a dark box, um, to suffocate. No air, nothing. That just sounds like the worst way to go. Alone, no one knows where you are. I mean, come on, man. Sounds terrible.
It sounds awful. That's to
Like,
me is one of the greatest fears. I read this story one time about a guy who got trapped in a cave, and that to me is the worst way of all time. Like that, I have nightmares about that. I talk to my sons about not going into sewers, and there's not a sewer around us that you could access for 100 miles. But I've had conversations with them about don't ever go into a cave. Like, Dad, we don't even know what a cave is. Like, well, don't
I
go in
have
one.
not had that conversation with either of my children
You need
yet.
to have a conversation about your kids about not going into sewers and caves.
I tell them if there's balloons coming from the sewer grates, just keep walking. Don't even pay attention.
That movie's too scary for me. All right, you ready to move on?
Clowns are scary. Yeah. Give some shout outs here. Let's see. We'll start with Catherine Langdon, Dominic Anderson, Kylie Rampling, Felicity Mathis, Jane Young, Joshua Cameron, Dorothy Davies. Don't hear too many Dorothys nowadays.
No, you don't. I wouldn't think that there's any Dorothys under the age of 50. There can't be very many Dorothys under the age of 50.
Well, Dorothy, we love you, but I can tell you by your social media picture, I'm not sure you're under the age of 50. Diana Fisher, Rosie Oliver, and Richard Clarkston. Appreciate all of you this week.
So that guy's name is
At
Dick Clark?
Dick Clarkson,
Oh, okay. If it was Dick Clark, it'd be better.
as we, enter the seventh year of this amazing podcast. No, sixth year, right?
I don't know.
No, 18, right? Yeah,
I
18,
always
I
get
think.
confused on. Listen, I'm going to go ahead and reveal this. I always get confused on things. So do you if okay, from 2019 to 2024, That's 5 years mathematically. But if you think about it, that's 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. So it's 6 years, but it's 5 mathematically, and that's always confused me.
It really does make no
Like,
sense.
okay, we're recording this on Monday. How many days from now would you say Thursday is?
3.
I consider it to kind of be 2 days. So, like, I consider it to be Tuesdays because it's Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday. So it's 2 days till Thursday. But somebody might say it's 3 days.
Technically, I guess it is only 2 days until Thursday. Yes.
Right. That is why anything in life gets confused. Because it all depends on how someone defines what they're talking about. If I said I'd see you in 2 days, I'll see you 2 days from now, some people would show up on Wednesday and some people would show up on Thursday.
Well, then you have people can make you believe it. You believe them. No,
Right.
Thursday's 5 days away. No, this is why. I'll tell you why.
You could make an argument Thursday's 3 days away because it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 4 days away.
I mean, I guess if it was like Monday morning, I would say Thursday is 3 days away. If it's Monday night heading into Tuesday, say like 11 p.m., okay. Thursday's about 2 days away.
Okay, anyway, we've wasted a lot of people's time on this.
That's fair. A lot of people are wondering, though. You thought that was a waste. Wait until you could care less about this person. Demi Moore.
Oh, good for her.
She won her first award for acting. Last night's award ceremony there, whatever it's called, Golden Globes. Here's my issue with Demi Moore.
Oh God.
And it's kind of a bigger rant that I didn't know how to formulate correctly, so I'm gonna butcher
let's
it.
hear your issue with Demi Moore.
It's really about
is it Demi or Demi?
I think
it's Demi.
We're in America, boy. It's Demi.
Yeah, like if enough people mispronounce your name, that's not your name anymore.
So it's really just about Hollywood power couples in general.
Okay.
Like when you think of Bruce Willis and Demi Moore, right? I couldn't tell you 10 things Demi Moore's done. But yet, you know the name, and anytime she pops up, it's like, there's Demi Moore. But I feel like half of it, and once again, it's not just because she's a woman. I could say, like, who's that guy that's married to Kristen Bell? You're not helping me out here.
He looks like just a massive douche, I know that.
But anyway, like
it's a different kind of name. Dax.
Yeah, but Dax Shepard. But like with him,
okay.
I'm like, what has he done? So like for Demi Moore to finally win a Golden Globe, I'm like, okay, that's great. But like, I don't really know what you've done. All I know is you've been partners with Bruce Willis, Ashton Kutcher. Like, I just don't know what you've really done. So when I read the headline this morning, I was like, okay, good for her. G.I. Jane. That's really all I can really remember her from.
She's in Ghost. That's a pretty big movie, and that's enough of a movie that can make somebody for all time. There was the lady that was in Dirty Dancing, and that was the only thing that she was ever in. One movie can make somebody a big-time celebrity for the rest of their life.
But she was, Demi Moore, was in St. Elmo's Fire.
That's a big movie.
Indecent Proposal, Striptease.
Those are big movies, though.
But, like, I don't know. After 1997, anyway, I'm just saying, I love that people revamp their careers. I think it's fantastic. But it just got me thinking, like, I always put Bruce Willis and Demi Moore together. But I always think of Bruce Willis like 80% of the time and Demi Moore 20% of the time.
Well, he's the bigger star out of the two of them. But you could say the same thing about the lady from Friends. She's more famous for her relationships than, like, I don't know what she's ever been in.
Oh,
besides
Jennifer
Friends.
Aniston?
I mean, Friends is pretty big.
I mean, she has a niche, though, right? She's done, like, romantic comedies. If you don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, here's another rant, by the way.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
They actually made Happy, excuse my language, fucking Gilmore 2. Jesus Christ.
I mean, don't be don't get fired up about it until you see it. I don't like the idea of it. I don't know why they would make it, but maybe it's great.
I just can't. I just let original things be original, man.
Listen, I don't know. Listen. I don't. It doesn't matter how much you yell at a cloud. The weather's still going to be the weather, man. You can't get so caught up in these things and get all fired up about it. You can't just start yelling at the kids in your yard all the time.
I mean, I'm getting close. I'm getting close.
You're rapidly aging. You're a 30-something-year-old man with the personality of a 65-year-old.
I mean, I'm getting there.
You're not getting there. You're there.
You know what I did this morning when I got up? The first thing I did.
Complained about. Do you make a noise every time you stand up? Every time you stand up, do you go, oh?
No, because I started this yoga program.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of nice. I didn't realize how unflexible I was, actually.
Oh, yeah, dude. You're stiff as a board.
Oh, it's embarrassing. Like, touch your toes, and I'm like, creak, creak.
Can you get to your knees?
I can actually touch my palms to the floor with my knees a little bent. Like, it's not completely.
It's not the same thing if your knees are bent.
A little bent. Just a little bit.
You can't touch your palms to the floor. You cannot.
I can't.
Then you're really flexible. I can't touch the palms to the floor.
Yes, you can.
Your palms.
Mm-hmm.
You can bend over and put your palms on the floor.
I mean, once again, my legs are pretty far apart. I'm not like at a 90 like the shoulder base, but
Okay, this is.
Anyway, that doesn't matter.
I'm getting upset. I'm getting upset.
I mean, I could also beat a buffalo, a bison, and a 40-yard dash too, but you've never believed me.
No one would ever believe you.
Nor have you ever brought a buffalo on the show so we could race.
Yeah, it's not because it's pointless, right? It's like, do I need to? If you said you could beat Usain Bolt in a race, would we need to get Usain Bolt on the show? Like, no, it's pretty obvious that it's a waste of time.
I wonder if he could jump, like just hop faster than I could run a 40-yard dash.
Yes. He could do any sort of movement he could do faster than you run a 40-yard dash. He could crawl like a baby faster than you can do a 40-yard dash.
There's no way he could crawl.
Yes, there is, because if you started running, you would take 3 steps and tear your calf again and would never finish the race for 6 months. So anything that he takes less than 6 months to do, he's going to win.
Listen, I'm not taking. I mean, he's the fastest man in the world.
Ever. He's the fastest person ever. Yeah.
But if he's crawling,
he's going to beat you.
No way. There's no way. Yes. Anyone would beat him.
No. I'm sure there are people who would beat him, but no.
I don't know how we got on this, but I'm people out there listening to this would beat them.
No.
You would beat them.
No, I mean, he would beat you crawling.
No, he wouldn't.
He'd beat you crawling backwards.
It's impossible to beat anyone running at a full sprint crawling.
Again, like I said, you take 5 steps, you tear the calf, you're done. You're not finishing the race. All he's got to do is finish the race. And even if you guys did straight up, he would beat you, maybe not crawling, in any sort of movement where he's standing on 2 feet. Any sort. Hopping, skipping, jumping,
you know what I would do?
Whatever, he's going to beat you.
If I tore my calf, I would still finish. I don't even care. I would try to crawl into his lane, and he would already be gone, but I would still finish. He would be way gone.
He's the professional athlete. The distance between you and the professional athletes is astronomical. They're so much better. Anybody who's at the top of their level of anything is so much better. Anyway, we spent a lot of time talking about Usain Bolt racing.
I want to play a professional tennis player in tennis. Okay, that's what I want to do.
Anything where you are going up against a professional in anything, you are going to lose. I don't care what it is.
Hasn't worked out well for either of us in our life.
No, it hasn't.
I just thought this was interesting because I don't know what's happening. January 20th, Donald Trump's getting inaugurated again, and apparently he's going to send his son Don Jr. to Greenland because apparently we're gonna try to own Greenland. I don't know why we want to own Greenland. I don't really care. But can't we all just get along? Can't Greenland just be Greenland?
I would wonder what Greenland is thinking about this. The thing that I don't want to get into politics, but there is an
No.
old saying about politics that the issue is never really the issue. The thing that they're talking about is never really the thing that they're talking about. So
Crazy, man.
I'm not. Listen, I'll tell you this: if there's a call up for going to war against Greenland, I'm not going to sign up for that.
No, I would, because there's nobody there. Send me to Greenland.
Actually, probably the best war to fight. Like, if you had to fight one war, like every American male has to fight in one war, I would sign up for that one. Be like, who are we fighting? Greenland? Okay. Let's go.
Send me to some island or something. You know, like in the Caribbean. Like, that's where I would want to go. All right, what else here? All right, obviously it's winter. What is your preferred style of head covering? Earmuff, a knit hat, or a baseball cap?
I'm not a head covering person. I just tough it out. But if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna go with like a beanie.
So what do you do? Just what do you protect your ears with?
I just be a man.
Oh, no way, man.
That's what I do. I just walk outside and say to myself, "Oh wait, I'm a man and I can handle this." I'm not out there. It's like, "Oh, I need me to protect my little ears." You gotta protect your little ears, Johnny.
Yeah.
A little worried about your little ears?
3 things on my body I need to keep warm, and I will stay warm, and it's my ears, my throat, like my double chin area, and my hands. If I keep those 3 things warm, I'm good.
I've never in my life thought to myself, man, my neck is cold. For me, it's hands. If my hands are fine, I'm good to go. I'm not worried about feet. I'm not going to be out there in that dangerous of a situation for that long. And I'm certainly not concerned about my ears. I'm certainly not going to be a grown man going back inside of my house to get earmuffs on.
I don't have earmuffs. I'm definitely like a beanie guy, but like I'm like the obnoxious, like gigantic beanie. You know what I mean? Like the thick one. With a stupid little fuzzy ball at the top.
Oh my God, you are a pansy.
I mean, it's quite warm, actually.
I'm sure it is.
I mean,
in your mother's womb. I'm sure it is, baby boy.
I prefer Trash Panda. Somebody called me that today, and I looked in the mirror, and I was like, yeah, maybe I am a Trash Panda. I'm okay with that.
I still think you're Samuel Tarly from Game of Thrones. That's the one that I'll always stick with. It's the best one. Sam, what is it, Sam Tarly?
Yeah, well, whatever. All right, last thing here. Obviously,
Can you stop bumping your desk?
I didn't bump my desk.
You're bumping something. I hear it every 5 seconds. What are you doing? Are you tapping?
If you so obviously this is the first show that we've recorded since the new year.
Yes, sir.
So how are your New Year's resolutions?
I didn't make any. I didn't make any New Year's resolutions because I made, I guess, a resolution at some point earlier in last year that I'm just going to, if there's something I'm going to do it then. I haven't been successful in any of the things that I've been trying to accomplish, but I didn't make any New Year's resolutions. Like, it's just a continuing process. Every Sunday night, I'm pretty much like, you know what? All right, tomorrow I'm getting my stuff together. I have a New Year's resolution basically every Monday to try to get my life together. And that's been happening for the last 10 years.
And how's that going?
I would say that I've made 3 to 5% improvement in that 10 years. It's hard to change who you are, man. It's so hard to change who you are.
It definitely is. 100%.
And plus, I think that at our point in life, not that we've accomplished anything great, but we have gotten to the level where we're almost at 100% of the people that we can be. And so to get that last percentage out, I think is really, really difficult.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I almost don't want to get that last percent out because then what's the rest of life?
This is something that my wife and I were talking about, is that what do you think is more likely? That you're really just not good at anything, like really good, or you just never found the thing that you were really good at. So what do you think is more likely? that you're just not really that good at something, or that you never really found the thing that you could be good at. And that could be like, you know what? It turns out that you are the best in the world at a Rubik's Cube when there's pressure on. Or like it could be some very specific thing.
I actually think that it's neither of those. I feel like if you don't have the opportunity, it's never, I mean, it's never going to happen. You need the opportunity. And a lot of that is where you're born, when you're born. I mean, listen, this is just an example, so don't crucify me for this. But say that I was like the fastest typer in the world, but I didn't know it. No one else knew it. No one else ever, gave me the opportunity. That's why I have an issue with like saying Usain Bolt is the fastest man ever. There could be people in countries that don't have opportunities that are faster, but they've never worn a pair of track shoes. Like, we don't know.
Oh yeah, I agree. I think that there's probably way more people in the world that have they could have been incredible at something and they never got the opportunity to do it.
This is a very introspective segment. I don't know how to feel about it.
Oh, I think it's just life, man. It's just life. Life works out for some people and it doesn't. And that's why I never understand why people think that they're special. You're not special. Your circumstances are special. Otherwise, like, I just think that for most people who get into a position of success, it's just luck. You got lucky, they didn't. That's it.
That's all. I mean, I agree with you 100%. I don't know if I've actually agreed with you more so than anything than what you just said.
Oh, it's just luck. The only thing you can do is be the best version of yourself. But if you just got a bad hand, there's nothing you can do. Like, that's it. You just make the best of what you got.
Get a new hand.
Get a new hand.
All right, can we talk some funny names now? Can we talk some good names?
Okay. All right, so our top 5 is top 5 celebrity names. These are just celebrity names that we like. They're just cool, they're funny, they're interesting, whatever. Top 5 celebrity names. Who's your number 5?
Just for the record, you're probably not going to know any of these names. Most of mine are sports related.
I'm sure they are.
But God damn it, they are hilarious. So I'm going to start with number 5, a former Boston Red Sox pitcher, Dick Pole.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of dicks on this. There's going to be a lot of dicks.
I think you're right.
My number 5 is Shamgod, former basketball player. I would have put him higher, but I feel like I was tempting fate. I would not have the guts to name anybody anything religiously oriented. Just like, no.
Yeah. I just really feel like if you have the God anywhere in your name, you're either going to have a real long life or you're going to be something amazing. And I don't know what Shamgod ever did, but good for him.
To number 4.
Sticking with the sports team. My number 4 is Stubby Clapp.
What was he? That's a great Stubby Clapp.
Yep. Stubby.
I mean, I guess it's better than like Stinky Clap.
And I really hope that like somebody out there listening to this at some point in time goes, I knew Stubby. He was a great guy. He was my uncle.
Stubby. I knew Stubby Clapp. Like, that's one of those where there's no way. He's not on my list, but Dick Van Dyke is hilarious to me. Like, there's no way that guy's name is Dick Van Dyke. My number 4 is Gabor. I just always thought that was a really interesting name, to be named Gabor. No idea what she did. No idea if she's a singer, a musician, an actor, whatever. No idea what she does, but I know the name of Gabor.
I want to say she was just a socialite, maybe, but I could be. You're right. She is definitely a name where you're just like, yeah, Gabor.
Gabor. Was she an actor?
Or
musician, celebrity, politician? No idea, but I know the name of Gabor.
All right, so my next one, and once again, it's kind of like you. I've just always appreciated this name. It might not be funny to anybody else, but Whoopi Goldberg.
Okay. It's a different name. It somehow works, though. Like, some people can have weird names that somehow work. My number 3 is Jean-Claude Van Damme.
That's a good one.
That's a great name, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
So it's kind of funny. My number 2 is a total homer pick, but along the same lines of like the action movie star. And I went with Casper Van Dien.
Oh, what's good about that?
Love it. It flows. Casper's badass. Van Dien's badass. He was in one of my favorite movies ever. Like, yes, Casper Van Dien. I always wanted to be named Casper Van Dien.
Those are 3 sentences I don't think that anybody has ever said before. Casper's badass. No, it's not. Van Diem is badass. No, it's not. And Starship Troopers is not a great movie. It's a
Casper,
caricature of itself.
If you're listening, we'd love to have you on.
My number 2 is a name I can't even look at without laughing.
Okay.
Dick Butkus. I could never, ever, like, that will always be funny to me. What's your name? Dick Butkus?
What's funny is he was a badass too, man.
Yeah,
you
dude,
know
he would
mean?
crush you, destroy you. But
I mean, he would, yeah, like
you're Dick Butkus. No one would think that that was a real name. Like, you could never put that down on any kind of hotel registry or reservation list and have someone think you're serious. What name do you want me to put? Yeah.
Dick?
What table table for 2 at 7? What's the name? Dick Butkus? Yeah, right, buddy.
But then he'd come walking in and you'd be like, oh.
Oh, here's your table, sir. Oh, you weren't lying.
Mr. Dick Butkus. Party of 2. I'm curious to see who your number 1 is, because there's so many.
There's so many funny ones.
So my number 1 is a soccer player, Fabian Assman.
What? How's that your number 1?
Fabian Assman.
How's it spelled? Is it spelled Assman? Because that would be hilarious. Fabian Assman.
Fabian Assman.
All right, I don't think it beats Dick Butkus. My number 1 is the only name that can beat Dick Butkus. Dick Army.
You were right about
his name is Dick Army.
You were right about there being a lot of dicks on your list.
There's so many funny dick names. Dick Butkus, Dick Pound, Dick Van Dyke, Dick Army.
I wanted my number 1 to be some guy that I didn't even know if this was real, but apparently there was a Zimbabwean soccer player named Have a Look Dube.
What is it?
Have a Look Dube. D-U-B-E.
There's a ping pong player named Dong Dong. I know that. Which is just hilarious to me. Like, what's his name? Dong Dong. I think that there's also a college football player named General Booty.
Yes, I think you're correct.
And there's a football coach named Dick Pound. You can't.
Hey, where's Coach? Coach Pound, how are you today? We going to town?
And
Coach
even
Pound?
backwards. Pound Dick. Like, what's your name? Pound Dick.
Oh, shit. I had
There's
a couple
too many
of
honorable mentions. There's so many. Give me some of yours, though.
I wanted to do 2. Engelbert Humperdinck.
Oh, yeah, that's a great one.
Because, just, why not? And then another soccer player, Credence Clearwater Udo.
Oh, there's some really funny ones, like Haha Clinton Dix. NFL is full of them. I think there's a guy named Kool-Aid McKinstry, but I think that those are more nicknames than they are. Like, I feel like a nickname that becomes who you're known as isn't quite the same.
Well, I feel like we need to give a quick RIP to Dikembe Mutombo, by the way, because that's a sweet
that's
name.
a great name, Dikembe Mutombo. I love that name.
Oh, no.
You know what's other one I've also found hilarious for some reason? Wilford Brimley. I don't know. Somebody says Wilford Brimley, that guy looks exactly like a guy named Wilford Brimley.
Yeah, 100%. Great mustache too, by the way.
Oh, I think that all walruses in captivity should be renamed Wilford Brimley.
Just get rid of the walrus name and
There's no other walruses names that exist. They're only Wilford Brimley from now on.
you hear that? Whoever named walruses,